All right, good morning, guys. Not much going on in the markets right now, except the headlines that we're getting. Right, it's completely range-bound market right now. Right, the last 2 3 days, if you haven't realized, the market is in a complete range, and the levels that we have, it's just between trading between 4,400 and 4,500 on SPX, right? So SPX right now is 4,400 and 4,500. It's just bouncing up and down in that rectangle range, and just keep playing support and resistance until one of these breaks and holds above or underneath it. All right, and 4450 is the mid magnet level. All right, and that's what we have. So not until one of these levels is taken out, 4500 above hold, we have 4520 and then towards 4600, or if 4400 breaks to the downside, then we have 4350 and downside. But playing this range, we're just at the range of the 200-day moving day average, and we're just holding around there right now, right? With all these big volatility, big moves happen, people loaded up on puts, some people had calls, whatever it may happen, they're just killing both sides right now. And I'm actually happy that I've been really patient the last few days, and I think it's working in my favor. Scalpers, congrats. We have a lot of great scalpers in the room. But remember one thing: your account is not as the same account as somebody else. All right, just because somebody hit, because it takes time to grow. If one person has hit a certain target in his profits, if somebody made $1,000 and your target is to make $100, don't get pumped up with his $1,000 profits and now you're trying to go in heavy size. Or somebody, if they made $40,000 profits in the day in the room, and now your goal is $500 or $1,000, now you get pumped up, you're trying to go in heavy size. Don't do it. They built it up slowly, right? Mamba mentality has his own journey in the in MSL since he started. He came from here, and now he rose to the upside. So he was consistent. Tupac Shakur, he was consistent for 1 year. He's nailing all those gains. Yash, he's consistent. He stays awake all day, even in different time zones, to understand these things, right? So all these things I have actually seen them get build up, right? And they're just doing amazing. And so Goldman Sachs posted one statement, in the premium chat, and he asked if I could go over it a little bit. So whatever position size you play, the account that you handle, your own account, you need to be consistent with your approach. If your approach is not working for month to month, it's understandable that okay, now you want to adjust the approach to a different level and see how that's going to work. That does not mean you increase your position size. Maybe you decrease it and look at the overall bigger picture. Do you want to hold positions longer, or should you scalp, or what should you do, right? So all these things come in play, but don't follow somebody else's profits and be like, okay, I want to make this much profits. You have no idea how much money they have in the account, what their risk tolerance is and whatnot. So everyone has their own individual risk tolerance and play. All right, somebody could be down 10% on a position and be okay. Someone else could be down 5% and then they're in panic, right? So all this psychological, a lot of things take part in this. All right. Now a few things that I want to go over on SPX. There's not much, guys. 4,400, 4,500. We're completely stuck in a range. All right. Qs also, we're stuck in 350, 360, right? 350. So 350, 360 by tomorrow for OPEX. If this case is true, they're just gonna kill calls and puts both ways. So scalp, take your profits. As soon as you're in your profits for more than 15%, in this market, the only tip I can give you, if you're up in profits more than 15%, don't let that position go under your break even. If you wish to hold it longer, you think it's going to go up, but if it comes back to your break even, exit that position right away. Don't be like, oh, it says support, it'll bounce back up. No, it'll go through your support and now you'll be down to 20, 30%, right? So scalp it and take your profits. This is not a market where, I will alert 1,000% butterflies or 500% vertical spreads. That time will come, we'll alert it. But right now, as a scalper's market, take your profits and that's it, and then look for the next position maybe. Okay? So keep that in mind. First, let's just go over oil quickly. Danish, you asked regarding oil to go over it. I don't trade oil. I do track it sometimes, to compare it with the market and the other senses. Now, oil, few things. Supply and demand, which makes the oil go up, but that's pretty obvious. Anything, right? If the supply is disrupted, like for example, we have the Russia-Ukraine news. If the supply is disrupted and they see, there might be a change in supply where the demand might be higher for the world, oil is gonna go up, right? And same thing, if there's more supply, right, and less demand, oil comes down. And then Another thing in oil, what's happening right now is the Iran nuclear deal. If you guys know about that, that has been going on for the past some time now, right, for a long time. And if that they reach that deal, oil I think goes down, right? But I don't know. I don't track oil in the price movement. I look at it sometimes if I'm playing XLE or XOM, right? Only then I'll track it. Otherwise, I don't track it. But oil right now with Russia, Ukraine, obviously is volatile. It's been going up. It's strong. And if I go on the weekly chart, it's actually pretty strong. Above 90 is having a little trouble. If it continues holding above $90, like as a technical point of view, I can tell you something. Above $90 hold on oil, this probably goes much higher. This can see 100, even 120 in the coming weeks and months. All right. But if it breaks 90 and holds underneath, we have a retest on 85, 84. All right. So we have that 5-6% retest to a downside. So 90 is the level on a WTI crude oil, the futures that you can watch. If it holds above 90, I think the bull case remains. If it holds below 90, we can probably see some downside. And so I've tagged a trend trader in our chat. He trades oil a lot, so hopefully he replies sometimes today. And gold, up huge pre-market. This has been given to you guys for a long time. We went over the monthly charts a few months back, and today now when it was breaking out, LB goes over this post-market. I'm going over in pre-market. Right, we started talking about gold on these levels, then it failed. We kept quiet for a few months. Why? Because it was not moving. But now it's finally breaking out, right? And this is real. It's happening. Some of you guys picked up some leaps on our comments. Congrats, right? We wish you the best. I think gold goes to 200, 220 in the coming months, or it could be very fast. Gold is up again pre-market. Remember, 175 held. As long as 175 is the level on gold, which I'm eyeing. If 175 is held throughout Feb and in March it holds here, 200 will be fast followed by 250 on gold. So gold's gonna have a nice little leap. It's been quiet for many years now, for more than a decade, almost a decade, right? And now it can probably make a move. This is a perfect cup and a handle pattern. And a cup and handle pattern that has formed in over a decade is usually right. It usually works out, all right? So this gold can see a nice little huge leap towards the upside, a nice little uptrend, all right? And you'll see some gap ups every day now in gold. So keep gold on your watch, guys. And then we have Walmart. They did their earnings, $150 billion in revenue. That's just crazy. Walmart, I think, is definitely one of the best companies in the world, right? It's like a bulletproof company for long-term investors, right? So they have a dividend hike, and they'll be doing $10 billion in buyback this year. A lot of companies announcing buybacks, usually they know if the market's going to go down. So maybe they know that there might be some downside where they will pick up their own stock for cheap. So let's keep an eye on that. Let's keep on the monthly reversal for Walmart. It's not up a lot. On a daily basis, we sold off for many days, for 9 days in a row. Right, today is gapping up, obviously pre-market, I believe, on earnings, unless it's down right now. It actually gave up all the gains, so it's flat pretty much. So Walmart again 130, but if it gets to around 126, 120 area, I will probably start adding leaps slowly. In this zone, if we get it, 126, in this zone right here, I will start adding leaps if we get there. If we don't get there, that's fine. I'll wait for it to go towards 140, 145 for a new uptrend, and then I'll start adding some long plays there. But not here. Here is very tricky. It's a strong support. It can fail or hold. All right. And then we have Nvidia. It's a gift for a flat open. I think I did not play Nvidia, because the premiums are high. But Nvidia flat open. Now they did great on their earnings. They beat the earnings. They also give some good guidance, right? But I guess investors were probably just looking for more. Don't forget, this stock almost doubled last year, right? This stock already went up so much last year. It's one of the most loved stocks. When a stock is the most loved, people expect too much from it, all right? And then it usually breaks your heart. So Nvidia, all I'm looking at this week, I think it's going to pin 250, 260 around these levels. It might pin, right, to kill the premiums. We'll see at the strikes open interest, and I'll have a better idea. But can it move today? Of course it can. I mean, sometimes stocks gap down on earnings, but then people realize that's a good pickup. This can absolutely go towards 270 this week alone, or maybe today itself. I have no idea. But for now, 250, 260, between 250 and 260, Nvidia is a magnet. Scalp it, but don't marry your position in this market. If you marry your position in this market, 99% you're gonna get divorced, and divorce means loss. All right. Dash, 20% up, 20% pre-market, and I do my work, guys. I write my notes down. I actually do my work. So I hope you guys put the work in. If you're a true trader, if you do your day trading, right? And Dash is up 20%. Pre-market, the question is, does it hold the gains? Given the recent trends, I have no idea. This chart is very ugly. This is one of the ugliest charts you can see in the market, and it's up 20%, right? It's a bounce. The question is, does it hold? This is a very tough resistance here. A lot of fools out there in the markets are going to try buying calls at this high premium right at the open, and if it does not go into their direction, they're going to lose pretty much all of that position very fast. So be careful on this. At a very hard resistance, the number, they have 69% full year revenue growth, and guidance was also good, right? So they have some impressive numbers, but now the question is, does it hold above 116? Does it pass through 120 and continue to the uptrend? If it does stay strong, it can definitely squeeze maybe towards 164, 65, the weekly 50 MA, all right? And this weekly will be a nice reversal, and then we'll see on Friday where does it close. And if it gives up all the gains today, it's actually going to go much lower. If Dash closes below 100 this week by any chance and gives up all the gains, it's going to go to 80, 70, and 60 in the coming months. It will, right? And then Space, another stock that had a nice little move this week, right? I'll just remove my drawings. At a very strong support level right here, if anybody caught this from November 2019, it was at a very strong support level, nice little bounce. Turkey, you caught this play, I know. On the daily, it made its move. High volume. Now the question is, does it go above this 50 MA, or is this one of these moves that I'll just go over quickly, or is it going to suck people in here and go lower? Something like this. Tilray, I'm just going to go over something. I love comparing charts sometimes, even though they're not the same industry, but I recognize the technicals right away that come in, right? Or is it going to be something like this that Tilray did a few weeks back or a few months back, right? Something like this, right? Or is Space going to do something like this, go here, flag, go up, and then get people stuck, and then go back towards $75? Is that a possibility? It's a possibility. Know these things. So when going long on certain things, this is why position sizing matters, and Space has to take over Tuesday highs. If it gets over Tuesday highs and holds above it, only then we'll see a move towards $12 and $13. All right. So when you are playing these squeezes, be careful. News came out here for their tickets, sales, whatever. But now the question is, how many do they sell? When do the operations start? All right. And another chart that I do want to compare, I sent this in the chat yesterday, but I do want to compare Shopify with something. Some of you guys already know it that saw the chart. With Apple Weekly. Now, I'm not saying anything, I'm not making any comments, but certain patterns, when they repeat in the market technically, right, that's how they build it up, and that's what happens. Apple Weekly looks amazing, a nice little uptrend. One thing you want to understand is, here's how Apple's weekly chart basically looks right now. I hope you guys spot the different similarities here, all right? And then Shop, all, at 1700, people were looking for 2000, 2500, 3000, all these people that went up. They failed to realize that Shop actually went up so much. And from 1762, Shop is now trading at 746, right? It's down almost 60-70% from the highs, all right? And can it get to 500? It probably will if this pattern stands true. So Apple, I'm not saying nothing, I'm not making any comments, but I'm just saying these things are good to know sometimes. Apple has a range all the way towards 100, 110. Many of you guys will like, Ricky's crazy calling this. Hey, it's possible in the market. Apple can actually drop from a $320 market cap to $2 trillion if all these war news are true, if rate hikes, if any comments from the Fed, right, in the coming weeks. You should know these things, because if you're buying leaps on Apple, it will help you adjust your position. I hope Apple continues going up. I love this company, right? But for short term, I am targeting this realistically though. I am targeting 150, 160 area on Apple. All right, I am targeting this. So let's see if we get this area, and I will probably play support bounce here depending on market conditions. But this is something I just want you to know, this is possible on any name. Many of you guys would not believe this. If somebody told you 6 months back that, PayPal from 310 is going to go to 110 and maybe double digits, you guys wouldn't have believed him. Have you? You wouldn't have. No, you wouldn't have believed him. But look what it did, right? And then look at Square. Same thing, right? Square, same thing. Down from 285 all the way towards 109. So anything is possible with any company in the world. Just know this. It doesn't matter if they're the best in the business. Tomorrow they can be the worst. Kodak was once a leader in their department, and today nobody knows them. All right. So manage your size. Oh, AXP, by the way, I did want to go over this. I have some more tickers which I have written here, but I'll just go over AXP quickly. But looks like it's down pre-market. Visa is now again. They have a deal with Amazon. They'll be accepted, right? They reached an agreement. But AXP is forming a very nice double top here, guys. It's forming a very nice double top, and for short term, we can definitely see something around the 180 lines. All right. So AXP, we'll see how today it reacts. I hope it stays around these levels today, gives us a little reversal sign. I hope it does not dump today because I really do want to grab some puts. Then we'll see, right? We spoke about this candle the other day, the shooting star candle. It almost made it, right? I wish it closed a little bit more lower towards 197 level. It would have been better, but it did give us this nice little selling pressure. So AXP, you can even do bear call spreads. Bear call spreads you can do on AXP above these levels. So as long as AXP stays under these levels, you collect the free premium. All right, and thank you so much, guys, for attending. We'll see you guys in the voice chat, and we trade live on voice chat every day, guys. Crazy scalpers in our room. Wish you all the best. Cheers.